Hey guys, what's up? It is Drew here from MechaWorks. Right before we get into the interior of the E30 S54, I just want to give a super huge shout out to our shirt sponsor, which is E30stuff.com. They have some insane shirts. I finally got mine in. They are so comfortable. I love them. And my fiance loves her shirts too. And man, they're so comfortable. The design on them is really, it's the front silhouette of the E30, like a stanced out E30. I think that's pretty cool. And you can tell already that the vinyl print is not going to come off. So there's a lot of shirts out there on the market that are cheaply done, and after about 4 or 5 washes, the design starts to come off, and that's not cool. This shirt is not going anywhere for 1,000 washes. So guys, head over to e30stuff.com and go check them out. They're also launching a ladies line. So ladies, you guys get shirts too, because there are a lot of females out there that love E30s too. So you guys get shirts too. So go check them out. Let's get on to the interior of the E30 S54, shall we?
Now turn up.
So I haven't vacuumed the car in a little while, so it is what it is on the inside. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys what it is. I will let you guys know there are a handful of things in the interior that I could have done better. I haven't touched the interior of this car modification-wise in the last 4 years, so it is what it is. I know there are some things I could have done better. And I will do better once this car's up and running and I have a chance to actually tear this thing apart and do it the right way. So don't be young and dumb and half-ass it, because you're always going to have to half-ass it twice to make a whole ass. So keep that in mind. Let's get into it, shall we? Alright, well, it's raining and the rain's hitting the garage door, so I'm going to have to yell for this. But what does the interior of an S54 E30 look like? It's tan. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. I'm not going to give a whole lot of explanation for things. But this is the interior on a car that I built 4 years ago. And I haven't really changed anything in there. So from left to right, I have a... this is a code reader and a digital gauge, which helps out quite a bit. Resets codes on the fly while I'm driving. So if I have that pesky exhaust cam sensor or heat soak come up, I can reset it from here. I have a dash cam right here. And then I have my V1 radar tucked up here for high visibility. And it is tucked out of the way so I don't get in trouble coming onto the Air Force Base, because they don't like that stuff. I have this little cat thing that I found at a game store, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. He's holding dynamite in his mouth, and I was like, that's cool. So, and he doesn't spin or rotate. He just kind of hangs there, hangs out. So, oh boy, my instrument cluster. So, being an S54, I have the 9,000 RPM redline. This engine realistically goes up to about 8,300 RPM, and, man, does it sound amazing. I do want to just go ahead and say I'm sorry for this. It was a cool idea. I put it in there and I started driving the car around. I was like, man, that looks totally stupid. So, but I do have LED cluster lights, and they're very nice. I like them quite a bit. It was a good upgrade. And yeah, only 192,000 miles on this car, and I've had it for about 5 years, so I've drive the shit out of this car when I get the chance. So, if anybody has A-pillar gauge pods for an E30, please let me know, because I want to get rid of this setup, because I don't like it being right here, and it's very poorly done. This was done while I actually was wearing, my hand was in a brace, and so I had to do this one-handed, and it was just sucked. So for gauges in this car, I have air intake temperature sensor, which is hot and cold, vacuum, oil pressure, and then down here I have coolant, oil, and fuel pressure. So I know you guys are seeing a lot of switches, and you're like, wow, way to be weird with your switches and stuff, but I come from an aviation background, so pilots like switches, and it's just how it goes. So I have Angel Eyes, the poorly mounted radio. I just totally forgot about how poorly mounted that is. I lost the trim piece, broke off right here. So I haven't been able to find it since, and it stays in there, so I haven't really messed with it. This is for the dash cam, which I have to turn on and off in certain applications on base. And then down here I have the tuck away or the hideaway for the Valentine 1, because again, the gate guards don't like seeing radar detectors. This is the master switch for the gauges and all accessories, so I have complete control over them. I have fan 1, fan 2, and the CB radio, which I also have to monitor as well. So if this hasn't given it away yet, this is really fun, by the way. So I have my shift knob from a 1971-2002, and all original. Haven't done anything to it. Very, very comfortable shift knob. Haven't refinished it or anything. I just found it sitting in a field, and this guy's like, yeah, take whatever parts you want. So I took that out of there. This is for the voltmeter. This is the M button. That's the fun switch right there. So when you hit that switch in third gear, be prepared to fly into the back seat. If you haven't noticed already, I do have an E46 M3 pedal up here. These two go hand in hand with each other. And then this is the control for my radar. So I think I could, yeah. So I have to turn this on and off, going on and off base all the time. This thing is a pain in the ass. I can't get it to, it sits down and then I hit a bump and it pops back up and I'm just like, whatever. So let's keep moving. I have my light bar switch, which does come in handy whenever I do live kind of out in the country, so all the light helps. That's all I'm gonna say. So this is for the voltmeter right there, so I can check to see if the car is actually gonna start or not, because this car does sit for some periods of time sometimes. Here's a CB radio just kind of sandwiched in there, and it does its job pretty well. I like it. It's got a PA, so I can just grab this and be like, hey, get the hell out of the way, I'm trying to drive here, you know, in the parking lots, which I have done so many times, and I've said so much more mean things than that, and I'm leaving it at that. I got some cup holders, and I have this really nice e-brake boot here that matches my shift boot, which is really cool. I've had that since I've had the red car, the red E30. So and that's really about it. Got a fire extinguisher because I've caught this car on fire before, back with the stroker engine in it. I have a bag of Cheetos in case I get really hungry. I'm just kidding. That's actually from Firehouse yesterday. My fiance left those in here. And then I have a quart of 10W60 over there because S54s get thirsty. So I know this interior is probably garbage to some of you guys, and that's okay. I really, you know, this is my car. And I know some of you are looking at this going, wow, I wish my interior was put together. So these cars have a tendency of being taken apart and never being put back together. So my front speakers are Rockford Fosgates. I love them. They sound really good. Which reminds me, if anybody has these little triangle tweeters, please let me know, because I want to get rid of these. I hate the way these look up there. Whenever I complete the S62 car, which is over here, I'm pulling the dash out of this, and I'm going to refinish the cracks in this one so it can look pretty. I have BMW premium speakers in the rear, and this sound system kicks ass. I love it. So that's really about it for the interior. Unfortunately, the door handle broke the other day, so there's that. And that is really about it. My back seat stays pretty clean. Let me get out here. My back seat stays pretty clean, so nothing sits back there, and I don't have a lot of friends that ride with me, because when I do, oh, I just realized I could talk in the mirror here. So when I do have friends that ride with me, the car scrapes really bad, so I don't have a lot of people that ride with me. And those are my decals. I got my Stealth decal for the Empire right there, and I got my Skunk from Skunk Works. Some of you guys will get that, most of you won't. But yeah, so that is the interior of this car. And I know it's not the most amazing interior you've ever seen in your life, but that's okay. This is my daily driver. It gets me to and from work, and it gets me to and from trouble. So there's that. So if you guys want to see the interior of this one, and that dog's barking because I slammed the door. So this is what the interior looks like right now in this car. So terrible dash. Absolutely terrible. I'm getting ready to pull this dash out of here and completely redo it. And yeah, the seats were actually in really good shape, which is the reason why I bought this car. The seats are inside, being protected from the elements. I have my headers here that go to the S62. Those were built by Adam Ergen at Ergen Motorsports. I've had those for 4 or 5 years now. Cannot wait to put those together. And then my steering shaft, also from Ergen Motorsport, custom made. And yeah, so I'm just kind of putting parts in here as I'm keeping them. There's my rear strut tower brace right there. And a big old fat engine right there. Just kidding. There it is, under the towels. So, guys, that's pretty much it as far as interiors go. Ooh, that sounds terrible. Apparently there's something stuck in there. Whoops. So yeah, those are the interiors for each of the cars for now. Obviously, this one's being far from complete, and this one I just... it is what it is, and I'm just going to leave it like that. It functions. This car is primarily function over form, so that's all I really care about. So yeah, let's move on to the outro, shall we? So I know some of you are a little disappointed in the interior, and I know some of you are really amazed with the interior. It is what it is, and it functions. It's function over form. That's all I care about. A little bit of a backstory. When I had the red car, this one here, I completely gutted the interior of it and hated it. So I bought another E30, which I eventually stuffed the S54 into, and it has a full interior, and that's all I care about. It's comfortable, and it's really easy to take back and forth to work, and it's really easy to go fast. But that's really about it, guys. I really appreciate you watching this, and make sure that you go to e30stuff.com and grab 1 or 2 of their shirts. It means a lot to me if you do that. It means a lot to them if you do that. This jacket I actually got a long time ago as a custom jacket. It was a very awesome Christmas gift I got from my grandmother a long time ago, and it still fits me. Almost. So I just needed a jacket out here because it's kind of cold and it's raining. So I really hope you guys have a good weekend, and I got more car stuff coming for this, and I got some stuff. You guys keep watching the news that I'll have out pretty shortly here in about the next week or two, and you'll be up to date on this car. So with that being said, remember to do awesome, be awesome, and stay awesome. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend.